All right, so we're back in the saddle here and just pushing south. You can see we're going through a little cut here. Again, you can see the growth coming in. You can see these alders are just like curving right over the top of the grade, so much so that I actually have to duck here. And again, that's becoming a common problem. If you came here in the summer, again, so it is early spring, if you came here in the summer, and it would just be very difficult to actually even see anything with all of these branches hanging over the grade. Okay, so I'm gonna zip you ahead just a tiny little bit, maybe not even, because I think our next thing is coming up here. Again, lots of stuff going on this second portion of the grade here. So culvert marker here, 124.83, and so I believe this is just kind of a boring metal culvert, so we can keep rolling. And I'll zip you ahead to, I think, our next stop here. All right, we're slowing down here because we do have another, surprise, surprise, another culvert. This is one that we have to take a look at. So the mileage on this one is 124.92, and again, that's the mileage on the Kinghorn. So that would be 75.22 on the original entity. So we'll drop down and take a look at what's going on here. Okay, so we're down below the level of the grade. We're on the east side. You could see this beautiful little creek here flowing down through the moss and through the through the conifers here. So what we have is a very nicely preserved concrete culvert, segmented concrete culvert with the concrete abutments. So that's really, really neat to see. We don't see these concrete abutments very often. You can see there is quite a bit of water that's kind of flowing through here. You can see there's quite a bit of sediment. It seems like there's lots of clay in here, kind of gray clay. That's kind of all over the place, and we've kind of noticed that in other spots as well. So what we're going to do is we're going to make our way back up to the grade and then go take a look at what's happening on the other side. Okay, so we're down here on the east side of the grade. We're probably a good 30 feet down. I don't know if you can see the grade way up there. We're right beside Lake Helen here, which you can kind of see in the background. So what we have here is kind of a mess. So what's happened over time is basically the water pressure has blown out the segments of this concrete culvert. So the opening is right there. And so you can see 1, 2, 3 sections of culvert have been blown over, and then the whole abutment, the whole opening with the concrete culvert in it has been blown over as well. So quite an extensive amount of damage that has been done here, and again, indicative of the fact that as time goes on, less and less maintenance, this is going to become more and more problematic. And you guys probably can't see, but there's quite a bit of erosion that's happened with the grade right above it as well. And again, that's indicative of things that we're going to continue to see happen. Okay, so we're going to make our way back up to the grade and then just continue pushing our way southward toward Nipigon. Okay, so we're back up on the bike here. One of the things you'll notice before we get going here, you can actually see Lake Helen. So this widening out of Lake Nipigon through the trees here. It's very, very beautiful. It's a very windy day today. The wind is just kind of howling down the length of the lake because it's coming from the north. You can see the other side. You can see the eastern shore over there, and across over there is actually the highway. So the Trans-Canada Highway comes to Nipigon from the west, from Thunder Bay, and basically it splits. And so just on the other side of the Nipigon River Bridge, it splits. And so Highway 17 follows Lake Superior down to Sault Ste. Marie. And Highway 11 kind of goes in a northern route, kind of goes up past Geraldton, Long Lac, and then continues on and then eventually comes back down again. So that's kind of the northern route of the Trans-Canada Highway, and so it's on the other side of Lake Helen there. And what's interesting is I don't know if you guys can pick it up, but as I was kind of going through here, you can actually sometimes hear the transports kind of going along the highway. You can I guess the sound's kind of echoing across the lake. All right, so our next stop is coming up in a few hundred meters here, so I'll zip you ahead to that. So just enjoy the scenery here, enjoy the overhanging brush. All right, so we're coming up to maybe another stop, for sure another culvert and another mileage marker. Oh, this is the interesting one. So this one, the culvert itself isn't interesting. So there's the mileage marker. So it's 125.05, so that would be 75.35. What's interesting here is obviously this section was problematic. Again, you get a good view here of Lake Helen and the eastern shore. You can see down here there's obviously been erosion, and they basically put these concrete slabs. We're gonna go drop down and take a little bit closer look at them, but again, trying to sort of reinforce this section of the grade. Okay, so we've made our way down below the level of the grade on the west side. The culvert here is kind of a more modern metal culvert, but what's interesting about it is it's kind of all grown over by moss here, but it's actually all kind of encased in concrete on the top. I've never really seen that before. Kind of a very interesting arrangement. I may have seen it once. I'm trying to remember if I saw it in another location, but again, just kind of really interesting to see that. There's kind of a few more kind of cool things that are happening kind of on the east side, so we're gonna go jump over and take a look at that. All right, so we're now on the east side of the grade. We're not all the way down. We're still a little ways up. I don't know if you can see the culvert down there. There's no concrete around there. But what's interesting about here is obviously this area was a problematic area even while the railway was still running, because you'll notice what we have here, and I've never seen these before, and maybe somebody can help me out and let me know what these things are. They basically look like they're concrete slabs, and they've been basically formed. They made like rectangles with kind of angle iron, and then they filled them with cement. And you can see it's kind of flat on the top, and then it's kind of rough on the bottom. And you can see that they've dropped a whole bunch of these kind of in here to reinforce the grade. I can't even back up far enough to kind of give you a wide enough angle because I'm right on the precipice here. There's one down here, and you can see it almost looks like they threw all kinds of stuff in here. There's all kinds of, it looks like in here there might be wood. They might even use ties as kind of a retaining wall. There's all kind of ties that have been kind of dumped in this spot here. So again, probably erosion as I slip here and try not to fall down. Erosion obviously was a big issue. And so I guess this was their attempt to try to mitigate that erosion in this particular spot. Again, you can see Lake Helen in the background there. So we're going to jump back up on the grade and just continue plugging our way to the south.